written by a man, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, who lost a parent and a sibling at a young age. And the book is about navigating the world of adults and also grief and longing, which are, of course, a big feature of adult life. And in this quote, he's being told how to grieve by a dear friend. All men have stars, but they are not the same things for different people. For some who are travelers, they are no more than little lights in the sky. For others who are scholars, they are problems. But all these stars are silent. You alone will have stars as no one else has them. In one of the stars I shall be living. In one of them I shall be laughing. And so it will be as if all the stars will be laughing when you look at the sky at night. You, only you, will have stars that can laugh. And when your sorrow is comforted, as time soothes all sorrows, you will be content that you have known me. You will always be my friend. You will want to laugh with me. And so you will open your window sometimes for that pleasure. Your friends will be astonished to see you laughing, looking up at the sky. And you will say to them, yes, the stars always make me laugh. And they will think you are crazy. And it will be a very shabby trick that I shall have played on you. It will be as if in the place of stars, I have given you a great number of little bells that know how to laugh. I'll email this to you later. Grandma had many gifts to share with us. She was humble, and I'm grateful for all the stories told by those who love her, who revealed the kind of person that she was. I remember my Grandpa John told us how Grandma used to type up his essays for him. And my mom always told us how Grandma was an amazing piano player, and I was always in awe of the beauty she could create when she played for us. So I hope that all of us can still look at the stars and see my grandma when we need to and feel her love. Thank you.
Thank you, Chloe. Chloe. You receive one.
On the day that Martha died, I was bringing Lisa and Forrest back from a camp they had been at for a week just on the south side of Newfoundland Lake. And we stopped by the house in Temple and threw the off the truck and unpacked the rest and then flew up to Johnny's house. And I sat down to talk to you, John, and I remember the words that you said to me so clearly. You said, I guess this is one of those days when I wish I had faith. I wish I had a belief in some place that Marcia had gone off to that I could wrap my arms around right now. Now, some of you do have faith. You have some idea of where someone goes to after death, and the following comments are not directed at you. You have faith, you have belief in something, hold on to that by all means. But for those of us who are a little less clear, for those of us who are willing to stand before the unknown and simply confess, we have no idea, may these words bring you a little bit of comfort. Because while we may not know where our loved ones go in death, we are not know-nothings. There are things that we know. There are things that science teaches us. Science teaches us, for example, that matter and energy can be neither created nor destroyed. And what are we as human beings if not matter and energy? We live in a closed system here on Earth. All the stardust that ever was and ever will be has landed down here. We are carbon-based creatures, and we are built from the carbon that has been kicking around on Earth for millions and millions of years. This morning the sun came up, and tonight the sun will go down, but the sun that comes up tomorrow is the very same sun that went down tonight. And the moon that arises at nightfall will fade by daybreak, but will return to us again when the night comes down. We watch as tides ebb and flow. They go out, they come back. They go out, they come back. Where do our loved ones go when they die? I don't know. Back into that order of things. And what we know about that order is that the order is good. So if you find yourselves feeling somewhat empty or questioning or unknowing, that's perfectly understandable at a time like this. But just remember that we are surrounded and held by an order, and that order is fundamentally good. And when each of our time comes to enter into that order of things, may we go peacefully, knowing that we will be held by that eternal mystery. Jan Richardson is a wonderful poet who lost her husband at a young age. Unlike John and Marcia, they were not lucky enough to have 64 years total. 62 married, but two
No, 60 married.
60 married and 62, two before that, so 62 years total. And on the anniversary of his death, Jan stumbled upon these words by Henry David Thoreau, who wrote, "There is no remedy for love, but to love more." And being a poet, Jan sat down and wrote the following. She wrote, "Let us agree for now that we will not say the breaking makes us stronger, or that it is better to have this pain than to have done without love. Let us promise we will not tell ourselves time will heal the wound when every day our waking opens it anew. Perhaps for now it can be enough to simply marvel at the mystery of how a heart so broken can go on beating, as if it were made for precisely this, as if it knows the only cure for love is more of it, as if it sees the heart's sole remedy for breaking is to love still, as if it trusts that its own persistent pulse is the rhythm of a blessing we cannot begin to fathom, but will save us nonetheless. Beloveds, life is short, and there is little time to gladden the hearts of those who traveled away with us. So be quick to love. Make haste to be kind. Go forth this day, keeping Marcia's memory in your hearts, keeping hope for John alive, and keeping the love you have for one another stoked. Go in peace, believe in peace, and create peace. Amen. Following this service, I think you are all aware there is a gathering up at Johnny's house. People are invited to go straight up there.